I would like to say that I called it. And it was in my predictions last week that the fucking Crips were a bad idea.
Yeah,
I just like to say I called that bullshit.
I don't know how I never thought of that, but as soon as you said it, I was like, oh, fuck, you're right.
I know. I'm always right. Actually, I got a lot of predictions wrong.
Same.
Oh, shit, I forgot to grab our list of people we think are dead and alive.
Should I restart?
No, fuck it. It's fine. They don't give a shit. We said everyone died, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then, no one died this episode was really, for me, disappointing. Zach loved it.
Okay, so the first time, we watched every episode twice. The first time we watched it, I was like, that is my favorite Game of Thrones episode ever. That was amazing. Second time, I was like, maybe it's not as good as I thought it was.
Oh, hi. This is Chewing Dragon Glass. This is our Game of Thrones spinoff of our regular podcast, Chewing Glass. I'm Samantha.
Jumped right into it.
That's Zach.
Zach.
That is,
I'm Zach.
I had to replace him with an android.
Yeah.
The real Zach is buried in the backyard for ruining my podcast.
Yeah, he's dead.
So,
Anyway, hello.
Hi.
This is the episode.
Also, I want to say,
go ahead.
Arya motherfucking Stark. Okay, now you can go. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, this is the episode that I've personally been looking forward to the most for this season, because the first two episodes were just building up to this one.
I was really disappointed.
Yeah. It was
really disappointed.
It was visually amazing.
Oh my god, it was so beautiful.
Just very anticlimactic.
So artsy.
Yeah.
But what? He's
the main
villain's dead already. Well, not main villain. I guess Cersei is the main villain.
He wasn't the main villain, but he was the biggest danger, and
right?
he was the longest existing threat because he was teased in the premiere or the what do you call that? The pilot.
Right.
The very first scene of the pilot is the White Walkers.
Right.
And now we're here, 7-8 years later?
And we wiped them out so easy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Arya motherfucking Stark. She's a badass and an assassin, and I called
like
that
one.
Remember, I called that.
I like that it wasn't Jon this time, because he's had
Jon didn't do shit this episode.
Heroism. Yeah, which is
what
good,
did he do this episode? Him and Dany were both useless. And a lot of people are like, Dany wasn't useless. Guys, she was a little useless.
She was pretty useless.
I know it was wonderful that she was sticking up for her army, but she straight up let Jorah die. We all saw her. She, picked up a sword, how do I use this? Everyone's like, Sansa said she didn't know how to use a knife. Did you see Dany with that sword? Is there a difference? She did not know how to use that. She just knows how to say Dracarys and have her dragons do all the work. So let's not act. Okay, let's not act.
So much Dany hate.
I just hate her this season. I've loved her all the other times. But this season they gave her, a real stank attitude, and I don't appreciate it.
So I guess we should start.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Well, my first thing that I wrote down was just the first scenes were all the preparation scenes. It's all the characters kind of getting ready to face death.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I think this episode did really well, when you don't know what's going to happen, is it made you think everyone was going to die. But the bad part is they didn't. It would have been better if more people had died.
I know. Isn't that terrible? I wanted more people to die.
Yeah. Just because...
And I thought the Night King was... I don't know. We didn't see him do anything.
Yeah,
he killed a dragon one time last season. Okay, well.
Yeah, we never really got to see him do much.
Right? He can just bring dead people to life.
Yeah, which is cool, but
disappointing.
Yeah.
I thought the beginning was really dreary.
Yeah,
until
I think that was good.
Lady Melisandre, the Red Woman, lights all the Dothraki swords on fire, and then that visual effect was awesome.
Yeah,
it was really cool to see, and then you just get this warm sense of hope.
I think that's exactly what they were going for, and the director
in your belly, in your heart,
and
my stomach.
Where I get all my
stomach gets really hungry for hope.
She's a devourer of hope, I can tell you that.
Wow.
You were about to make a joke, and then you just got hurt. I'm sorry. Your face too.
I'm feeling a little bit hurt. I am.
I'm sorry.
Devourer of hope. Wow. Wow, we are so breaking up after this episode.
You heard it here first, guys.
You heard it here first. Because Zach always says that we're live. And we're never live.
I feel like that should just be our running joke for this podcast. Every time I just say, and we're live, and we're not live at all.
Do it.
Okay.
Also, Lady Melisandre really did come back out of nowhere. She just like
She
walks
was
out
from like the enemy army's
of the
side.
dead. Yeah,
Like,
makes
where?
no sense. And she comes back just to light some shit on fire and then die. Like, okay.
Yeah, and like they were kind of pushing the God of Light a lot more in the Sun, surprisingly.
Right? But
Like,
also kind of not.
Yeah.
Because he was like real big for like 2 seasons and then
Yeah.
nothing.
But the whole time during those, you were kind of like, is she just a witch, or is there like actual like God here? But this episode kind of confirms there is a God of Light. You can't really deny it.
Well,
now.
I think when all those guys, when John and Barrett kept being brought back to life, you
True,
know it's
the
not
reviving,
witchcraft.
Yeah, the reviving is another good point. But like when she does the fire on the swords for one, and then whenever she's in she's lighting the moat, which we'll get to.
The trench?
Yeah, but she like it isn't working for a little while, and she's starting to freak out like, oh god, it's not working, and then it happens. So I think she's not causing it. Whatever
Right, of course.
entity is doing it.
Right.
Anyway, back to where we were. Yeah, so
Sir Davos was like, bitch,
Yeah.
I thought I said it for still you
you
again.
could see it. He's such a good
I
actor. You
know.
could see the like
The
hate
like
and
just
murder in his
pure
eyes.
hate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because she murdered that little girl.
I know.
I mean, he already was like, you're a bitch. But then she murdered a sweet, innocent baby.
Right.
He
Which
was
is why
like-
the red woman still sucks.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, she definitely deserved to die.
Yeah.
Like, good riddance.
And then her and Arya have a stare down, which I didn't really get the first time watching it, but the second time watching it made more sense.
Well, I think it's just because they're like, I know you.
Yeah. But the red woman also knows she is gonna be the one to do it, right?
Yeah. I
So
mean, I
that's
would
why-
think so.
Yeah. Which is weird because in the books the whole
So,
prophecy talks about
Bran's
like,
not the only one that can see the future, I guess.
Yeah, she would see stuff in the fire, right? Like her
Right.
God of Light would show her visions in the fire.
Right.
But they weren't always right because she did say
True.
Baratheon.
A great battle in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She thought it was what's his name, Stannis winning, but actually
was really Jon. Yeah.
But it was actually Arya, I guess.
In the very end? I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's hard to say. I think that's a lot of book stuff they tried to push into the show, but didn't have time to really go in depth, so it had a lot of plot holes. But
Well, you feel like really good, and then it gets really scary when all the fire starts dying out of those Dothraki swords, and it gets all dark.
this
and
is
then
why
it gets
I
quiet.
love the episode, because there's so much of this.
Oh
like,
yeah, that first scene,
atmospheric.
I was like, oh my god, when
Yeah.
all those swords started going out, I was like, there went all the hope.
Yeah.
Immediately they crushed that
And
hope
that's
they built up.
exactly what they were going for, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean it was done really well, but
Yeah.
I still hate this episode.
Yeah. And all the Dothraki are dead now, so that's fun.
Oh my god,
Like
I
all
know.
40,000 of them, I think she had, or something like
Jesus.
that.
And even Sir Jorah runs back,
Yeah.
and that's terrifying.
Jorah and like
'cause
a couple of the guys.
And the Dothraki, they're just like, nope.
And the
we're outta
Dothraki never
here.
run from anything.
Right? They're supposed to be these like fearless warriors that. Oh my
And
god.
there's still no words. When we first watched it, I was really confused because all these guys were just coming back and like nobody was saying anything. I was like, what is happening? But they just were
So
probably
quiet.
shell shocked. Like,
I know
oh
they
my
were like,
God.
well,
Yeah.
well, that's because that's when you see this tsunami of dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a wave.
Uh-huh.
It's like 12 foot up of just dead bodies coming for you.
Just horrifying.
Ugh.
Danny says fuck it and gets on her dragon.
Yeah, so I don't think that was the plan.
Yeah, we watched sort of the
Because he's like,
after
we're supposed to wait
episode
for the
thing.
Night King or whatever. And she's like, which I get it. I mean, she just saw all her Dothraki, which was her first
Yeah.
ever people, just get
Back in
slaughtered.
season 1.
Yeah. So I get it, but I still
Yeah.
don't have to like her
Yeah.
in this
no.
episode.
The dead hit the Unsullied like a wave, and it's amazing. That's what I said. The dragons show up again, and the visuals are 10 out of 10, so fucking cool. The dragons start blasting the battlefield with fire, and it just looks glorious.
Yeah, it does look really glorious. But the Night King can somehow control blizzards.
Yeah, which he did have that ability in the past. That's
Yeah,
how he
I
would
know.
like
I'm just
mask his
like-
army.
It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah. But yeah, I know. But the art, like when the fire was like lighting up the storm
Yeah,
clouds, the
that
blizzard
was a
clouds,
great shot.
that was really beautiful. So like, 10 out of 10 for the visuals in this
The
episode.
CGI team needs bonuses of like $1 million each.
Oh yeah,
They did amazing.
they did awesome.
Also, side note, Ghost runs with the Dothraki and is never seen again. But he's in the preview for the next episode, so he didn't die.
Well, I mean, come on.
They just
He's a dire wolf.
They just keep like throwing him in one scene, and then he's not there the rest of the show.
Because he knows people are like, where the fuck is he? Everyone's like, where is he? Where's Ghost?
So Arya sends Sansa to the crypts and is like, stick him with the pointy end.
Stick him with the pointy end.
Yeah.
Call back to season 1. That's cute. I love that one.
And then we have shots of all the characters fighting whites, and when you watch it for the first time, you're just sitting like, oh, who's gonna die? They're all gonna die.
Okay, but seriously, how has Sansa don't know how to use a knife?
Right, you just...
Have you ever cut up your food before? With a knife?
Probably not.
Someone else cuts it up for her. You're right. I'm sorry.
But
same with Dany and that sword. She's just kind of like holding it awkwardly.
Yeah.
And then after Jorah gets stabbed 500 times, she stabs them. Anyway, that's way ahead, but still. I'm just mad that some people are putting Sansa over Dany and some people are putting Dany over Sansa when neither one of them did that great this episode.
Yeah.
Let's not act... Okay,
that's true.
Go ahead.
As soon as Ed rescued Sam, we both knew. Everyone knew.
I fucking knew Ed was gonna die saving Samwell, and I'm so mad about it.
Samwell
I
sucks.
said that the first time we watched it. I was
Yeah.
like, watch Ed die because he saved Sam. And then he did. And I'm like, no! I'm so sick of Sam.
He wasn't that bad for a while, but
No.
he just spent this whole episode crying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of get it, but I'm just mad. I remember the first time watching this show really loving Sam's character.
Yeah.
And then when we took the Night's rewatch or whatever, and we watched it, and I watched Sam's character, I hated him. I was like, I don't see why for one freaking second you can't not be crying and peeing yourself. But
even
then,
Theon,
same
who
with
could
Theon.
Jumped off the boat. At least he had his hero moment, but we'll get there.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So yeah, Ed's the first casualty.
Which is... I don't even like
coming.
Sam.
Yeah, Ed was
So
way
mad.
better.
Poor Ed, though.
Mm-hmm.
Now all the, like, Castle Black guys are dead. All the crows.
Except John and Sam. I think that's literally it. What's next?
The crypt.
Oh,
which I called.
I put... Sam better be real fucking important to the story because he's done a whole lot of nothing besides save Jorah and tell Jon his past. That's all he's done.
He saved Jorah for Jorah to die.
Yeah, he like...
I'm so mad. It's just stupid.
There was so many scenes in this where people get like surrounded and then they're fine the next scene, right? And they like teased a bunch of people dying. That happened to Sam like 6 times. He'd get knocked down and they're like, looks like they're stabbing him. I'm like, oh shit, he's dead. And then he's fine.
Yeah.
I was like,
and crying.
Fuck? Yeah, and he's like laying in a pile of bodies, like swinging a knife around. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it either. I truly don't.
We're not on the crypts yet. We got a lot to go through.
Really? Oh, that's just the next note I had.
Oh, wow.
Maybe I didn't think any of it was important.
I had John and Dany are lost in the storm, and the army retreats into the walls. The Unsullied stay to hold off. So everyone's retreating, but the Unsullied are kind of being the front line.
I know. And then she loses her other people, the Unsullied.
And Arya's covering the Hound's ass with arrows. He's like running, and she's taking dudes out with fire arrows to save him.
It's just really sad that Grey Worm had to pull the drawbridge and leave all his men on the other side of the trench.
Grey Worm really should have died this episode. Just saying. But anyway.
I thought he was going to. I'm so surprised he's still alive.
Absolutely sure he was going to.
Me too. I really thought this Night King was going to wipe out everybody. And only low characters died.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, out of everyone who died, the most main character was Ser Jorah.
Yeah.
But even then, he was still kind of a backup.
Like
and he was still kind of a backup character. So I'm really like, why did they have to rush this season? Like, why did they have to make it only 6 episodes? Because this is really anticlimactic and unfulfilling. And I remember them, like, we watched those things where they interview the cast, and the cast is like, oh, they ended the show so beautifully. What? The Night King dies episode 3?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Arya fucking Stark is incredible. But
I just think, like, I also can't believe that Jaime and Brienne are dead. I was sure one of them was gonna die
alive,
as like a as like a tragic thing, right?
Yeah.
Like there was
I thought Jaime was gonna die in Brienne's arms.
Some people died, sure. A lot of like grunts died, but there was no real tragedy this episode. And I thought this was gonna be the tragic episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lyanna Mormont. That was tragic. Then we had the whole thing with the Grey Worm brings the Red Woman out to light it, and she does last minute. And then, yeah, we're in the crypts. Varys gets his only line of the season so far. At least we're
No,
already
he
in the
had
crypt.
some lines in the first episode.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
But
When he's
yeah.
talking to Tyrion. But yeah. He's like, at least we're already in a crypt. What an ass.
I love him.
And
He's
then
such a realist.
Sansa and Tyrion talk about how maybe they should have been married after all. And you're like, oh
Kinda.
shit, they
I think it's
actually
cute.
have feelings for one another.
No, I don't think they have feelings. I think it's just like more of a mutual understanding.
Yeah, well, they also later on they're like holding hands, but I
They're
guess that's
about
like a
to
danger.
die.
They were looking at each other with a lot
I
of
think
passion.
they
I
care
thought.
for each other. I mean, he obviously cares for her.
I mean, I'm not expecting them to like bang.
Yeah, but remember he was always like, she's a child.
He just had. He was like the only one who ever had respect for her. I think.
I know. And he's just the only one who, he's her only husband who ever treated her nice.
Yeah.
So I think that's really all it is. I don't think it's like a passionate love thing.
Okay, you're probably right.
No, you might be. I
I
mean, I
have
guess
no
I
idea.
didn't see Arya and Gendry banging, so you know what? You might be right.
I wish I had it.
Poor sweet girl.
Um,
Good for her though, but also, you know, she
Apparently-
got Dick and killed
that
the
you
Night
that-
King in the same night. I mean,
Right.
that's pretty impressive.
was it you that told me that she was like in control of her nude scene, or did I see that somewhere else?
No, you must saw it somewhere else.
Apparently,
That's
they
cool.
like gave her freedom to do however nude she wanted, and that's what she went with.
Huh.
So
Ass inside boob.
yeah,
It's appreciative.
yeah,
It's good. It's tasteful.
tasteful. Yeah,
Yeah, I like it.
Um,
We see a lot in Game of Thrones. Game
I
of Thrones
know.
will show you all of it, okay? She was like, let's just tease it.
yeah,
I have pink hair now. She does. She dyed her hair pink after
yeah.
the show.
That's good.
You probably can't dye your hair and stuff. You probably
Yeah,
have to look a certain way for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, that sucks. Unless you're like
But they're,
Daenerys
like,
and Cersei
rich
weren't
as
wigs.
fuck. Yeah, true.
Yeah. True. She's like in her early 20s and way richer than we'll
Yeah,
ever be.
for
What
sure.
Oh, she didn't get to dye her hair.
She grew
You're
up
right, I'm dumb.
doing like a awesome show,
I
going to all these
know.
cool places.
Did you see that picture of her where she's like a little baby?
Yeah, her and
Oh.
Bran.
And Bran,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's like, stick this thing out of her.
Oh yeah, and Lady Melisandre just has to light everything on fire in this episode, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But that Lord of Light, he took his damn time.
Uh-huh.
He was like, "You gotta really want
You gotta
this." She's
want
like,
it.
I don't know if this is gonna work. And her eyes get all big, and then it finally catches on fire.
She's like, oh, thank God.
He's like,
I'm like-
I'm gonna make you work for it, okay? I can't just be lighting shit on fire willy nilly.
Right.
I have other shit to do. I'm a god.
Theon apologizes to Bran, but Bran is definitely an ends justifies the means type of guy. He doesn't really care. And then,
Well, I would put before that.
oh yeah,
I don't understand why Jon couldn't light the trench since he had landed his dragon like
Right.
2 feet away from it.
and even there's even a scene
he's
where
just,
it
like,
lights
sta-
behind him,
yeah,
and
he's
he
just like looking at it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but go ahead. Sorry.
I said Bran, like Bran colon. I'm going to go now. Leaves for the rest of the episode
Where?
into some ravens, I guess.
Where did Bran go? He's like, I'm just gonna do some bird stuff now.
He gave us like a transition to see the Night King, and then I
that
guess
was it.
played with
And then he
birds
was
for the
gone?
rest of the episode.
Well, you know, they're his pet birds.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play with them, they get very angry. They'll shit all over the
You don't want
godswood.
them.
You know, do you want shit all over the godswood? These are very temperamental crows that you have to play with.
Take him to shit on the Night King.
I mean, where did Bran
I
go?
have no idea. It's so infuriating.
But then Theon gets his redemption, and it's really sweet.
Yeah. We finally see the Night King, and this is the first time seeing Viserys, the zombie dragon, for a while.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
cool.
And the dead start using their own bodies to, like, smother the trench fire.
Make bridges.
Like, how do you strategize against what's already dead?
Right, that's what we were thinking while we were watching it. Like,
Because they
'Cause
didn't
they-
see that coming.
right, they plan for like a normal army. You light a fire, they're gonna be stuck. But they're
Right.
just like, fuck it, and just dropped on top of it. Like
Oh my
a
God.
living army wouldn't do that.
Right? What do they care? They're dead.
Yeah,
They probably don't care.
Yeah, no, they're completely controlled by
Dang.
the Night King and his White Walkers. It said everybody scrambled to defend the walls, and you wonder he's gonna die next, because still only Ed has died, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So far, yeah.
So the Whites go full World War Z and start climbing each other to make a bridge up the
Oh my
wall.
god. That's exactly what I thought when I saw that was a World War Z.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. Lots
Oh,
of
and
crazy. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just put Sir Brienne saving Sir Jamie.
Yeah, I just put lots of crazy and epic battle scenes.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, it was good the way they just kept like moving the battle around.
Right.
Like I said, the cinematography was really good. I'm just disappointed in the storyline of this episode.
Yeah, the directing was good.
Oh
The
yeah, it was
writing
great.
bad.
The art was beautiful, but is really... I mean, it was so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody died except the whole Dothraki and Unsullied army.
Right, like all the grunts died, but none of them. Nobody we care about died.
I know, and I'm really mad that the Dothraki and Unsullied died because they're like the cool ones.
And they've been.
Now we're just gonna have some lame ass Northerners that are like bitches try to win against Cersei.
Who even are we gonna have? I mean, I imagine.
Right? Who's left to fight against? She has
wrecked,
20,000 paid for Golden Company soldiers. 20,000.
So, Winterfell is wrecked, so I assume next they go to the Iron Islands, right?
Oh yeah, I guess.
And they try to regroup there, but even then, they have nothing.
I really don't know.
Because next episode is going to be another talking.
All that work of mining that fucking mountain and trying to get people to go against the dead just for this one short episode where nothing really happened. Except Arya, another fucking start.
It just sucks that the threat was there
amazing.
for 7 seasons and the battle was the one episode, right?
Yeah.
Like the finale of that whole thing was one episode.
Yeah. Like, you only made it...
they really should have lost, is what I think. They should have lost the Battle of Winterfell.
I'm not gonna lie.
And gone to...
maybe more south.
Right.
And then Cersei would have been forced to help.
Right. And then... Because I saw this online, too. Everyone who wasn't there to see the battle is going to think, well, the dead weren't that dangerous.
Exactly. I mean, how hard could it have been?
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'm looking at it like, well, shit, that wasn't that hard.
Exactly. So only the Northerners are going to know what happened, and no one else is going to...
No one is ever going to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Especially not people all the way across the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But...
yeah,
whatever.
I think this could have gone very differently, and it would have been better.
And Arya is such a badass. The only episodes I've ever cared about are Arya's episodes. Mm-hmm. And she's like running around, and she's like using her cool... what is it? What'd you call it?
Darth Vader's or Darth Maul's.
Darth Maul's.
Darth Maul's staff. Yeah, her
so
dual-ended spear that she could pull apart.
She looks so cool.
Yeah.
She's such a fucking badass.
And then the next thing I have is the giant.
Yeah, poor Lyanna Mormont.
The giant, which is actually the same giant from that village episode,
right?
Where they were all fleeing and the giant got killed.
Right.
And yeah, so.
Yeah, he got a dragon, he got a giant, he got it all. Which,
when the free folk attacked the wall, they had mammoths. We didn't see any zombie mammoths. I was expecting some zombie mammoths.
Some dragons, they ran out.
Zombie fucking mammoths would have been so
you
cool.
saw that we got 3 seconds of Ghost, and he's a small dog, okay?
Cersei couldn't get her elephants, we can't get
get mammoths.
Yeah.
So it all makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
But poor Lyanna, she gets taken out by a goddamn giant.
I know, but like a badass though. She literally, it walks up and just like whaps her out of the way, and I was like, oh shit.
I thought she was dead already.
Yeah, I knew she wouldn't have gone out like that, but I didn't know if she was gonna die for real after that.
I didn't want her to die, but he grabs her and you can hear her bones crushing, and I just started crying.
But she's all beat from being backhanded, and she sees this giant, and she's like, battle cry, and yells at him. She has a glorious fucking
like
battle cry.
She's like the coolest 9-year-old.
And in the after episode thing, they were like, she was supposed to be a one-shot character.
I know.
She's supposed to show up for that one part.
They loved her so much. They kept her around because she's such a feisty little thing.
The actor just convinced them to add more lines for the character.
She's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still very sad though.
Clegane loses his mind. Even Beric Dondarrion can't snap him out of it. The guy with the most badass name ever.
Well, the Hound, he hates fire, and
is gonna die.
I'm honestly, if I see a whole bunch of dead and they just keep swarming us, and I'd be like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably be doing the same thing.
But then,
he's the only real character.
Yeah, that's true. He's the only reasonable
He's
guy.
the only relatable one. All the others are like, yeah, this is great. I somehow survived killing thousands of these. What? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna hide. This shit sucks.
So, he sees Arya's in trouble, and that instantly snaps out of it and runs for her.
Oh, it's so sweet. He like a pop.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of dragon on dragon violence.
And since the Hound survives, everyone has been waiting for this Clegane Bowl. The 2 Cleganes to fight each other.
Are they both called Clegane?
Yeah. Sandor and...
oh, that's their last name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's their last name.
My bad. I didn't know that.
Sandor Clegane, and I can't remember
the Hound's name?
Yeah.
I just know him as the Hound of the Mountain.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, now the Hound gets to fight his zombie brother.
guarantee that they're gonna fight each other.
Yeah.
100%. That's what prediction is. I think they're gonna
I
fight.
think the mountain will win, though. Have you seen that guy? His head is like swollen.
He might explode.
I know. His head is like swollen.
In his to his helmet. I doubt
Yeah,
he can take
it's
that
like his
armor off.
helmet is like welded to his face. It's
He's
so swollen.
Frankenstein.
And he's like blue and purple under there.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a real zombie. He looks worse than the whites.
Yeah, that's true.
The Wiggets.
The Wiggets. Yeah, the Dragon Brothers do battle. More epic and awesome looking scenes.
Yeah.
I thought the dragon battle was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
They're like pulling at each other and shit. I was thinking that, I mean, I guess they are still dragons, but I thought there'd be some sort of like trepidation, like the dragons wouldn't want to fight him because they grew up together. But he's a zombie, so.
Yeah, they're animals.
Yeah. But they're supposed to be more intelligent than humans, according to the show. They're like super intelligent.
Okay, well, I was going to compare it to another animal, but it's fine. If you
I think they're like dolphin intelligence.
Oh, well,
Flying
dolphins.
dolphins.
Dolphins kill their own
Yeah,
young.
we had a whole dolphin episode.
Yeah,
on
if you want to hear how terrible dolphins are, we do have an episode off our regular podcast called Dolphin Handjobs and Killer UTIs. It's episode 4. Feel free to check it out.
Weirdly enough, our least popular episode. I wonder why.
It's my favorite episode, and everyone hates it.
It's got like 4 plays. Everything else has like 8.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we're cool. Okay, so this was one of my favorite scenes, was Arya tiptoeing around the zombies, video game style.
It was very like video gamey. That's what I even said.
so
I would love to
quiet.
play like a Game of Thrones game and have that be like part of it.
But it's just Arya hiding from zombies in a library.
But yeah, it was super cool.
It was scary.
I loved how she was like sneaking around and literally making no fucking sound because she's an assassin and that's what she does.
Foreshadowing.
Sneaking around with no... Yeah, I think that's what the whole point was, to kind of show how stealthy she can
And then when
be.
she kills... She
kills it.
When she kills that one, she doesn't even flinch.
Yeah.
She just
I
straight
love
up is
that, too.
like, oh.
She rounds the corner and then her knife goes straight up before
And then it
anything
just
you can
fucking
even...
vomits on her shoulder.
And she does
And
not
then she's
react.
like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
She's just off.
Uh-huh.
She's got like vomit and blood in her hair. Doesn't give a fuck. Not a one single fuck. She's just the coolest character. I love Arya.
And then, Horde breaks through the other door and she's sent running. Beric and Clegane are wandering around looking for her. And I said, well, I wonder why they decided she was more important than the battle. Like, I know the Hound really likes her, but, like, they probably should have been fighting.
Well, supposedly... Yeah, I know. But supposedly that's, like, Beric's life mission was to save Arya.
Yeah, he didn't.
Supposedly. But, yeah, why are y'all not out there fighting? But then I guess... I don't know.
I just feel like... I even wrote down... I feel like Beric was just there to kind of serve his purpose and get killed.
Yeah.
Like, the Hound, I could see going after Arya, but I feel like Beric would be like... I got whites to kill. There's a battle going on. I gotta get back to it.
Well, it turns out his purpose was to save Arya.
Yeah. But I just think he was only there to die.
Yeah.
It was, like, kind of contrived.
I wonder what his role will be in the books.
Yeah, this has been... when the show finishes, I kind of want to read the books.
Do it.
But it's
a
hard
lot.
to want to read the books because the last one isn't even out yet. And who fucking knows? It's been, like, 10 years. Who knows when that thing's coming out?
Well, I had before that the soldiers are, like, banging on the crypt door,
Yeah.
like, begging for them to open it. And it's like, okay, but spoiler, the crypt is full of fucking dead people you don't want in there. It's gonna be just as bad here in a few minutes. Because I called that shit.
I said it's a good indicator to kind of scare the people down below. It gives them an idea that things might not be going so well up there. Because they haven't really known until then. We just have to sit and wait and see what happens.
And Beric, when he's dying to save Arya, he gets stabbed like 70 times and still somehow manages to walk into that room before he dies.
Yeah, before that I put the Hound of Beric find Arya. Dondarrion does this badass flaming sword throw, saves Arya, but leaves himself defenseless.
Right.
I just thought that was dope. He was like, just throws his fucking fire sword at him. And said he takes like 10 stabs and still manages to stumble his way to safety. Tries to say something to Arya, dies.
And then Lady Mel is like, girl, this is your purpose.
I wrote, R.I.P. my favorite badass swordsman. He'd probably be tied with Jorah if he didn't have a flaming sword. But yeah, and then the Red Woman says, it's like, oh, that's why Beric was brought back so many times. Literally just to save Arya.
When she said blue eyes, I knew that Arya was going to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
I immediately knew. When she was like, blue eyes, I was like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Arya. Which I called.
Yeah.
Honestly. I was like, Arya's gonna be the assassin. She's a
that's
badass.
But they've been kind of grooming her to be this whole time.
Well, yeah, they said that they've known for 3 seasons now that Arya was gonna be the one.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. She's the coolest fucking character. I'm
For
sorry.
real,
What do we say to the god of death?
Not today.
I love that. Oh, and like when she's being quiet, the first sword of Bravos, what was his name?
Syrio Farrell.
Yes, Sirio. He was like his quote was quiet as a shadow, light as a feather, quick as a snake, calm as still water. And she's just like that. And it's like all these things that she did led her to this.
Yeah.
Like the first sword of Bravos. And...
So it was really Ed's fault because he got her to the sword training. Aww. He set all this in motion. Nerd.
Who everyone expected to be the main character of the show, and he dies first season.
I love how they did that on purpose too. He was like the
so
main
good.
on all.
He's on the cover of season 1. It's insane. So good though. Oh, and that quote that Lady Mel originally said to her a few seasons ago was, "I see a darkness in you, and in that darkness, eyes staring back at me. Brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes you'll shut forever." And now people are saying that Cersei has green eyes. So it's supposed to be like a foreshadowing that Arya's also going to kill Cersei. But like, I feel like there's so many other people that should get a chance. Like Sansa,
if Arya killed
Tyrion.
them both, I'd be like,
I
don't know if I'd like that.
Well, she is the main assassin.
I really wanted a zombie Tyrion to kill her.
Right?
But now that can
How great would that have been? How satisfying would it have been for zombie
Just
Tyrion?
tear her apart. That would be great.
I thought Tyrion was going to die.
Yeah, I did too.
Okay, whatever. Nobody fucking died this episode.
Especially even in the crypts. We were like ready for all the people in the crypts to die. Nobody died.
No.
Some random women.
Just some random women.
Yeah.
And only like, what, 10?
Yeah.
Not even that many died. What was even happening?
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of wasted potential. Theon's defending Bran. The Night King finally starts making use of the dragon and takes out a wall.
Why didn't he just use the dragon to burn the castle walls in the first place?
Time.
Like, why does he take so long to do things in this episode?
That's why it's so...
We've only seen him do one thing, and that was kill a dragon last season.
There's something called suspension of disbelief. I'm sure you've heard of that, right?
No, I'm not smart.
Oh, well. In not just like film and stuff, but it's also talked about in games a lot. There's something called the suspension of disbelief. It's like the point you can push your audience to where they'll kind of be like, okay, whatever. Him not using the dragon to just take out the whole thing, that kind of breaks my limit on my suspension of disbelief.
He didn't do anything with the dragon. Like, he fucking falls off. What? Bitch, you've been riding a dragon around for a whole season now and you're able to fall off?
I still want to know where the fuck he was in the first 2 episodes. There's this army. Tormund and them are on...
And his dragon's super quiet.
So let me get this straight. Tormund and them we're in the Last Hearth on this side. We see it in the intro. They're on this side of just this big open clearing, and then Winterfell is here. Nobody in the audience can see it, but... Supposedly the whole
straight line.
Dead army, that whole dead army we just saw was right there. Yeah. And they went around them.
You just hit your mic, yeah.
My bad. And they literally say they had to go around the army.
I know, and it's like, how? And how did none of the dead see you?
And where was the dragon?
Yeah. I don't know. That's why I'm just like, it's so unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They really botched it, I feel like. And everyone's like, oh, the last 6 episodes? You should have done it longer because you... I mean, it's not believable.
It's been really rough.
I mean, not to be like dragons are believable, but in this storyline, it's unbelievable.
Game of Thrones got so popular because of how grounded in reality it was and how
fucked up.
Yeah.
Because people are going to do fucked up things. They're not going to be like, oh, I have this dragon, but why would I burn down castle walls?
Right.
What's he need a castle for?
Yeah.
He could have easily just came in, melted them all to the ground, and then moved on.
And even if he wanted fucking Bran... torch his ass with dragon fire.
I know. What do you need to kill him yourself for?
And then, yeah. Anyway, and Game of Thrones is also really good for, like, if a character finds himself in a shitty, dangerous situation, they'll probably die. They fucking die because that's real life.
Yeah.
And now they're like, well, they're surrounded by like 10 whites, but next scene they're fine. It's okay.
10? They're surrounded by like, each person is surrounded by at least 50, and yet they're somehow surviving.
And it doesn't help that there were so many cop-outs. There were so many scenes of like, you think Brienne's getting fucking stabbed and like speared, and then she's not. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Brienne's like yelling and screaming, but nothing's really happening to her. And it's like, okay, she's a badass warrior, but 50 dead guys?
Yeah.
I feel like...
It was a little much.
Like, a whole bunch of them, in the beginning, a whole bunch of them fall on top of her, and yet she still survives without getting stabbed at all.
And if that was
Makes
like a
no
normal
sense.
grunt that just got pummeled, he'd be dead in an instant.
Because last season, if that would have happened to anybody, they would have been dead.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It's
I agree.
ridiculous. But yeah, more dragon on dragon violence.
Yeah. The dragon...
And what
Drogon...
is the Night King spear made out of anyway? Is it like a giant fucking icicle?
He has like an ice sword, but
It looks
then he
lame
also
as
has
fuck.
a spear that came out of nowhere.
An
They're two
ice
different
spear.
weapons. Because he has the sword on his back when he throws the spear.
Oh, yeah.
So, and the spear's the same thing he used to get Viserys in the first place. It like hit him and like started to corrupt him, and he like came down like a comet. So I think he was trying that again with Drogon, trying to get another dragon.
But then he falls off.
Yeah.
Okay.
He falls off and then throws the. But yeah, so Drogon takes a chunk out of Viserys' neck.
Well, when
and
he's falling off, he drops his icicle spear. It's like falling next to him. I know he goes to try and get later, but during this scene, he has this giant icicle in his hand that's also falling, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dany tries to light him up with dragon fire, but it doesn't work. I don't think anybody watching that thought he was going to die.
I know. Daenerys was like, don't worry, I got this. Dracarys. Is he part Targaryen or some shit? Because fire can't touch him? How does that make sense? He's ice.
Know. Yeah. There isn't really any reasoning behind it. Because I don't think the
know.
Targaryens themselves are immune to dragon fire. I think it's just Dany, right?
Just regular fire?
Well, no, I don't even think that. I think it's just Dany who is immune to fire. Because she's like the mother of dragons.
Oh.
I
just assumed all Targaryens had some sort of fire.
I don't think so.
What would it be?
Immunity,
Immunability?
fire resistance,
Yeah, some sort of firebender.
flame retardant.
The firebenders.
Yeah, the Fire Nation.
Oh.
Yeah, which kind of it shows you how much people didn't expect the Night King to be taken out so easily. Because when you see that fire hit him, you know he's not dead because it's not that easy. But then later on, it turns out to be even fucking easier. You just stab him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the Night King throws the spear. I said I was gonna be mad if he got another dragon like that. If Drogon got killed by just getting speared.
I know. Oh, the dogs are barking.
Hopefully they stop. Jon tried to confront the Night King in the middle of a huge battlefield full of dead bodies like a dummy.
And is he the slowest runner in the world or what? Because it looks like he's not that far in the big like panoramic, and then he just keeps on running and keeps on running and keeps on running and never gets any closer.
Okay, so it kind of makes me think of Monty Python. You know that scene where he's like running to the castle and he's like really far away, and then the like guards are kind of looking at him. He's like super far away, and then he cuts back and he's running at the castle. And he's super far away. The guards looking at him, he's super far away. And it cuts back, he's still super far away. And then it cuts back to the guards, and he stabs him. It reminds me of that.
I have not seen that. We need to
watch
that
Monty
movie.
Python.
I fucking
Yeah,
love that movie.
I love it too. But it just makes me think of that, where he's like, because he was like running towards him, and then it'd cut, and he's like super far away, and he'd like run towards him some more, and he's still far away. But yeah, and then suddenly, big surprise, the Night King raises the dead. Who saw that coming?
It's so hopeless. You're just like,
I loved that too. All the people were finally like having a moment. And
they finally could like catch their breath. They're like, oh shit, we're making some leeway.
And then all their
JK,
dead
here's
friends
your friends.
get up. Yep. And we see Lyanna and Ed revive. But
and one of the Dothraki.
But it ends up not being anything.
Yeah, I thought maybe someone was going to have to like re-kill them.
They never show back up, and then the Night King dies. So it was a big waste and pointless.
Maybe they were just like, hey, we're going to kill you off in this episode, but you get cool blue eyes.
Yeah.
So... I do cry though. It made me cry. Lyanna and Ed, blue eyes.
Yeah.
It was so sad.
It was sad.
And then those dumb bitches in the crypt. I'm so mad. How did you not see this coming? When he raises the dead, of course, all the people in the crypt are dead.
Yeah, so it turns out hiding from a guy who makes zombies in a crypt might not have been the best idea.
I don't know how nobody saw this coming.
I was hoping that we would get some sort of notable, like, Stark
Well,
person,
maybe that
like
woman with like the head wrap on or whatever was supposed to be Lyanna.
I feel like they would have made a big deal out of it, but maybe
Yeah.
not. But
who even knows how many dead Starks are down there?
Yeah, I mean, it's like generations, right? The
Yeah.
Starks have lived there forever.
Yeah.
So, I was just hoping we'd get...
And there wasn't a headless skeleton walking around, so they didn't
their
bring
mom
back
was
Ned.
buried there, right?
I don't remember.
I thought maybe she would show up, or Rob, or someone.
Someone tried to get their remains, but who knows?
Yeah.
Honestly, at this
Actually,
point, who
Rob
knows?
got decapitated, didn't he? They put the wolf's head in his body. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
God, that was fucked up. This show is so...
So
the
see,
show
Ed and
was
Rob
so
both
fucked
would
up.
have been decapitated skeletons trying to kill people.
Yeah.
The show is fucked up. See, they go from
I
putting wolves
know.
on decapitated
That's what I
bodies
was just thinking.
to the Night King being defeated so easily.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, the freaking...
Where's the Red Wedding type shit? Okay?
Right? That's
Because
what-
that's
that's
what
what
I
this was
expected
gonna
this
be.
whole
Yeah.
episode.
The fucking... The Boltons were a more terrifying enemy than the Night King.
Right? Ramsay Bolton was
Fuck that.
hell.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he might, he's like my worst nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Night King was just like some chump.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
what?
He was...
okay.
He was so close to being terrifying. If they had lost this battle and there was more to him later, he would have been a terrifying foe.
And then he would have had all the dead Northerners.
Yeah.
But
and the
nothing?
Dothraki. And the Unsullied.
And 3 dragons.
Yeah.
But nothing.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Whatever.
Yeah. It's just over.
And then Dany comes back to save Jon. Oh, wait. Well, first, Theon's, fighting for Bran. And Bran's still gone.
Yeah. I said...
Where are you?
I said more Theon defending Bran while he does God knows what.
I mean, he couldn't even, possess a dragon?
Right? That's what I saw people online saying, too. Like, he could have possessed a dragon, ghost. He spent a
Anything.
lot of time in...
Maybe even a White
dog.
Walker?
I don't know if he can do that. He did possess Hodor, so he can do it to people.
See?
There
Maybe
was
you
a
have to
precedent
have,
set up for him doing it to people, and
Right.
they've never used it. He only did it to Hodor.
Well, is it because Hodor had, a lowered mental capacity?
Maybe.
From being fucked up
Yeah.
because of Bran? That was a weird circle that they tied there.
I think it would have been cooler if he managed to warg into a white and then kill the Night King with one of his own soldiers. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because then
He
Bran
just,
could have done something.
Yeah. But he just was like, I'm gonna go now. And is never seen again to the very end of the fucking episode. Okay, whatever.
Jon, go ahead.
No, you.
I was just
You're
going to
good.
move on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jon is saved by Dany and Drogon, runs to get Bran. Drogon gets absolutely fucking swarmed by whites.
I know, she just keeps trying to get her dragons killed.
I know. She parks him on the battlefield, and then when he starts getting climbed on, she's looking like, oh no.
I know, did you see that tweet where someone was like, Dany trying to park a Bugatti in the hood, acting like nothing's gonna happen? I thought it was so funny.
But yeah, and then, so Drogon gets swarmed.
He should have takes off.
Danny falls off, and he's like, bye.
He's like, I have fleas and ticks. I need an oatmeal bath. I will see you later, okay?
The CGI was so good, though. He was flying away, kind of shaking a bunch
I
of them
know.
off. It looked so cool.
One time my dog got attacked by ants, and that's what he looked like.
Yeah.
He's just trying to shake them all off. I was like, what is wrong with him? We went on a walk, and I guess we had walked through some red ant hill or something, because they're dogs and they want to sniff everything. And when we had gotten back, he just wouldn't stop. He looked like he couldn't get comfortable, and he wouldn't stop shaking. And then I went and looked at him. He was covered in ants.
Jeez, I can
Yeah,
imagine.
I know, poor baby.
Yeah.
That was years ago, but that's what he looked like. But white and fluffy.
I said, who shows up? Jorah, of course. We all know.
Of
at
course
this
he
point-
rescues his Khaleesi.
At this point, we all know he's gonna die defending her. Because how else would he do it? If he's gonna die in any way, this is how it would be.
He had all that nasty shit peeled off of his skin just to die here for no reason.
Yep.
No one else died. I just don't see why he had to die
Yeah.
at this point.
Right.
I mean, actually on our list here, we both are undecided on if Jorah dies.
I kind of feel like I should have seen it coming.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I felt like he was going to, but then I also felt like he wasn't going to. But here,
Right.
I just feel like it was stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was really disappointed. I mean, obviously the visuals were amazing, and Arya, motherfucking Stark. But everything else was disappointing.
Yeah.
And then Sam is screaming for Jon while Jon's like, I've got shit to do, Sam.
I know, he's
Not
on the
everyone can
ground.
fucking see
Jon!
you."
He looks
And-
at him and then is like, fuck it.
And Jorah Ed saved Ed saved Sam in the beginning, and then when Sam and Jorah were up on top of the castle walls, Jorah also had to save Sam. So for a third time, Sam is expecting someone to fucking save him in this episode. I was so mad. I was like, if we could just kill Sam off already because he's so useless.
But I didn't want him to die then because Ed would have wasted his life.
I guess. I'm just sick of Sam.
Sam should have saved Ed and Sam
But
died.
I'm glad, I'm glad that John kept running though, because he was like, I literally have so much shit to do. I've saved your life 1,000,000 times. I mean, Sam has saved his life too, but he's busy, okay? We have more stuff going on than, honestly, what help are you, Sam, during a battle like this?
You know what?
What?
The whole scene of Sam giving Jorah his Valyrian steel sword, pointless. He never used it.
I know. I thought it. Remember, I even said last week that I think that Jorah's going to have an important role to play because he was given Valyrian steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. They had this intimate moment just because he's seen you naked because he had to peel that nasty stuff off your skin. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone already died for Sam this episode, and I'm glad John didn't stop to help him.
Mm-hmm. For sure. More Theon defending Bran.
He really put it all out there.
While Bran played with Ravens.
Yeah. But him and it's like a flashback, but it's like flashing between Theon and Jorah, and they're both just like putting it out there and putting their lives on the line.
Yeah.
And that's when I think that's kind of both when I knew they were both gonna. Well, I already knew Theon was gonna die, but that's when it hit me that Jorah was dying.
As soon as Theon was like, I'm gonna defend Bran against the Night King.
Oh yeah, we were like, you're dead.
Rip.
Well, as soon as he was like, I want to go join the Starks,
right.
and his sister was like, what is dead may never die. I was like, well, Theon's dead.
Yeah, and he may never die because he's gonna get revived as a White, but that didn't happen.
Well, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to though.
I did too. There would have been so cool to see these characters being faced with the undead versions of these other characters that not only the people love, but the other characters have attachments to. We didn't get any of that.
I know. And I don't know, maybe because I think it's like a classic zombie movie trope, but it would have been more interesting
than what we got.
Yeah.
I think a lot of fans would have loved to see some of their main characters zombified.
Yeah. I don't know. And that moment between Sansa and Tyrion in the crypt. It was sweet.
Yeah. True. Apparently, a lot of people thought they were gonna double suicide because they both drew knives, which I don't know if I just didn't notice. They were holding hands. They draw their knives, and then
remember Sansa takes hers out.
Yeah, and then Tyrion did and then it cut. So I guess people thought they were gonna double suicide.
No, they're not the type.
Yeah,
they're not the type to go out like that.
I agree. I didn't see that.
Me neither. If you saw that coming, you don't know these characters that well.
Yeah.
No offense.
I said people getting slaughtered in the crypt while Tyrion and Sansa bond and actually look like they might love one another.
I feel like they have love. Is it in love? Maybe.
Right.
Actually, no, it's not.
Not romantic love.
No, it's not. It's we've been through a lot of shit. Yeah, it's respect.
Respect love.
And then Bran thanking Theon, giving him those words he needed to hear.
Yeah.
And Theon choosing to die fighting instead of this thing where he just keeps running away.
I said NK, the Night King, rolls up with his posse. Him and his Whites walk in the walls.
They did. They really sauntered on in, didn't they?
Slow-mo fucking Baywatch.
Oh no. Oh, but before that, you see Varys protecting
a bunch of
his
kids.
little birds.
Yeah, which
because
you
that's
pointed
what
out.
he
I
is.
didn't
He's
even notice.
yeah, because he's just the protector of children. That's all he's talked about for seasons is how innocent children are, and
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I love him. Even though usually any guy that's around children, I'm pedophile.
Yeah.
I hate men anywhere near children. But Varys is a good guy, and he got fucking unicized. What is it called? Neutered when he was a child.
I can't remember the word either.
I don't know.
We'll move on.
Okay. Well, anyway, when he was a child, some guy did that to him just for some spell. Mm-hmm. When he was a child and left him in the streets to die. Yeah. And so I just think it's so wonderful that all he wants to do is protect children. And you see him there with 4 or 5 children, and he's been protecting them as well as he can anyway.
Right.
But it's something.
Jorah gets cut down while Dany watches.
Before that, that's the Night King is just looking at Bran. They just keep looking at each other. Yeah. They just keep looking at each other. And actually, Bran's not even looking at him.
He's
he's avoiding eye contact. He's like a dog. When the Night King is like, did you make this mess? And Bran's like, what mess? What? Where's the mess at?
I'm a raven. Caw.
That's how I felt about that scene, but okay.
Pod, Jamie, and Brienne were all fighting for their lives while Sam cries. That's what I wrote down.
I know, Sam is just fucking bawling.
He's like, stabbing away.
Which, I mean, it's expected of his character, but again, I don't like Sam.
Yeah.
So. I don't know. And then, all of a sudden, there's just this one tiny little gust of wind.
We're not there yet.
Aren't we? Where are you at?
Where I am, Theon hasn't even died. They're surrounded.
I just said Theon chose to die fighting instead of running away.
Yeah, but that was... Anyway, okay.
I'm way ahead of you. Then. Where are you at?
We didn't even talk about how Bran gives Theon his "You're a good man."
I did. I literally said Bran thanking Theon and giving him the words he needed to hear before he died. Yeah. That's exactly what I said.
I thought we were gonna be...
I mean, whatever. I thought Theon was gonna die, so I was like, whatever. This is expected.
I kind of like... I mean, I know he was surrounded by dead, and the Night King's right there, but he still just, like, charged him with a spear. Like, I know he was gonna die anyway, and some people see that as, like, a heroic death, but it seemed kind of dumb to me.
What was he supposed to do? Throw the spear?
Anything else?
Run away? Hide behind Bran?
But that is what kind of brings it back when you say that, because all these times he's been jumping off of ships and running away, because he got fucking wrecked by
tattling to Ramsay.
Yeah. He was Reek for a while.
Yeah. It's taken him seasons to get out of that Reek mindset.
He finally had his brave moment of charging in. But I mean, Night King just fucking grabs his thing, breaks it instead.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's why I was like, the Night King, yeah, he's gonna fucking kill everyone. And then, well, are we at this point yet?
Well, Jon is pinned by Viserys on his way to try to get to Bran.
Oh yeah, Jon's fighting a fucking dead dragon.
But I thought, what I wrote down was so cool was whenever the dragon would breathe fire, it was like kind of coming out of his neck wound in like a super cool way.
Because when the dragons were fighting earlier,
like,
it looked like he like broke his neck in half.
And when he's yelling at
that's why
Jon
I was surprised he was still alive.
He has like a whole bit of his jaw missing and stuff. It was super cool. The CGI was incredible in this episode. And then Jorah's still standing to defeat Dany, even after several stabs. He's been stabbed over and over.
She's just like standing there, staring, watching him get stabbed.
But he stands the whole time. He doesn't drop until it's over.
I know.
So then the Night King approaches
Bran. Because Jorah's like fucking the guy.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then the one little White Walker next to the Night King, his hair goes, and I'm like, it's Arya.
I know.
As soon as I saw that, I knew.
It's just like this one quiet little swift wind, and they're like, what's going on? And then, boom, a girl named Arya Stark. Arya motherfucking Stark.
I do wish we had another scene of, like, where the fuck she came from. Because they're in a ring of dead.
Maybe
the
she
Night
came
King's there
climb
with
trees.
The White Walkers. Yeah, I imagine she came from the trees, but I wish we got a scene of her, like, on the rooftops, kind of looking down, like, ready to get him.
But she kills him with the blade that Bran gave her last season.
Yeah.
The blade that was originally meant to kill him,
which is a really good callback, but I guess it's like kind of the foreshadowing of he knew that it was going to be her, and it helps that the directors said they knew it was going to be her for 3 years, so they put all this foreshadowing way back, which I think is really good storytelling.
There was just times where I couldn't tell if Bran could or couldn't see the future, but I guess now we know that he could. It's just sometimes he would act like he either one couldn't, two is he not allowed to tell people their future? Right. Because I'm sorry, in this world of dragons, it doesn't seem like y'all really care about time loops and all that kind of stuff and making rifts. So why can't you just tell people their future?
What I think Bran is, like the Three-Eyed Raven, obviously he's not weirdo. Bran anymore. So the Three-Eyed Raven kind of like, it's like a conglomerate of consciousnesses, right? It's like a new person every time, and I think the Three-Eyed Raven doesn't take over Bran. Bran like becomes one with him, right? So it's like he's got who knows how many different like personalities and people's memories and all these different things like in him. So he's not just Bran. He's like the Three-Eyed Raven too, and I think it just makes him real fucking weird.
I just feel like a little heads up for any of this would have been nice, but okay. And now the Mormonts are completely wiped out.
Yep.
No more Mormont family.
Mormont. Yeah. R.I.P. Bear Island.
That's crazy. The Night King went out so easily. Which I'm so glad it was Arya, though.
Yeah.
I love her.
She's a badass.
I look forward to seeing this one.
Yeah.
I've seen many faces of death.
She
She's such a
sees it.
badass. I know.
And she does not fear it.
Mm-mm.
She does not
I know.
fear it.
She's so
She does
like...
not fear death at all.
Mm-hmm. She looked a little scared for a minute there when she got hit in the head and was like running away from all those
True.
whites.
Yeah.
We were like,
That
oh
is true.
shit. And then she was like, I know my purpose.
Yeah, that's true.
And boom. She did
Does
it.
it.
Because the
And
Night
then-
King was wearing a crop top.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone knows. You don't wear a crop top in a battle.
And he was like apparently revealing the 1 week, like where he got stabbed to be turned into one originally, right?
Right.
That's
Like,
what the
supposedly.
director
But how
said.
are we supposed to know
Yeah,
that
I
without
don't
watching
think-
the extra little thing? I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You're reaching
so
a
apparently
little.
he got hit right in his weak spot, but there was never any hint of
I know.
that.
How was she supposed to know where your weak spot was?
Yeah, that too.
But okay. All right.
All the White Walkers, the zombies, and Viserys all collapse.
Yeah.
Everybody's relieved, and Jorah finally falls to the
He
ground.
collapses as well.
He doesn't let himself drop until the threat's gone.
I know.
And then,
I wonder how much longer he could have lasted.
and then I said, Arya's the fucking best. Bran just stares at her though, Lamau.
I know.
He just sits there and looks at her. He doesn't
Bran's
say thanks or
like-
nothing.
Yeah, I already knew this was going to happen.
Yeah,
So.
like
This was cool. I'm going to go be a bird now.
maybe that's what he worries if he tells them that it won't actually happen the way it's supposed
Maybe. Because they'll be really confident,
to.
maybe?
Yeah, if he told Arya like you're gonna be the one to do this, this is how you'll do it. Maybe
She'd
it'll
fuck it up, maybe.
somehow.
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
Dany cries over Jorah as Drogon reappears out of nowhere and nestles down.
Where you been, bitch?
I
How was that
assume-
oatmeal bath? You get rid of your fleas?
Well, I assume he was probably dealing with them the whole time, and then when
Yeah.
the Night King died, they all just fell off. And he's like, "Oh, I'm good."
Oh, smart. You're so much smarter than me. I was like, bitch, where you been? Jorah just died for no reason.
He was covered in like 50 of them, so I imagine he
More
was
than
having
that.
trouble.
He was covered in a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
The Hound and Lady Mel come out of their hiding place where they've just been the whole battle.
He's
Doing
the
what? Who
realest
knows?
fucking character. I'm sorry. He's so real. He just like, he saw that he was not going to win this shit and was like, you know what, I'm going to go chill
And
in a safe room.
she walks out into the snow, takes her necklace off that was keeping her young, and just withers away and
She was
falls
like,
over.
bye, bitch.
hmm
Just crazy. I wonder why.
Yeah, I guess
I
she
mean,
just felt her purpose was
Obviously, with
fulfilled.
how old she really was.
Because she
from
took
that
the necklace off and she died. Like all her
Yeah.
organs were obviously failing because she was too old.
Which is weird because she took that necklace off beforehand.
and didn't.
Remember
die.
when she
Yeah.
was like turned into that weird old witch thing? When
Like season
before
5
she
or something,
revived
maybe 6.
John.
Yeah.
But maybe the Lord of Light told her
Yeah.
that this was her purpose and she was about to come to an
Yeah,
end.
because I think the Lord of Light was always kind of the opposing force to the White Walkers and the Night King. Which is why it should have been so much of a bigger deal.
Yeah.
He was literally like the opposing force to a god. And then that's the end.
Well, for deaths, we have Ed, and he's like,
Did we even put him on the list?
no,
I don't
I
think we
don't
did.
see him on this list at all. And I was like trying to find him in my notes. I don't think
Yeah, I think we forgot him.
I think we thought he was going to die.
Yeah, I would have, I think.
Because I think when we were talking about all three of them, they were like, yeah, they're all dead.
Yeah.
So, Leanna Mormont.
We put dies, I think, didn't we?
Jeez, I don't even see her
Did
on
we
this
not?
list. Did we?
I swear we did.
We put
her.
so many people on this list, and I cannot find her. I think I put that she survived because she's like my favorite character.
Yeah, you were just hopeful.
Yeah, I love her.
Apparently, we were both undecided for Jorah.
Yeah, we're both undecided for Jorah.
Did we put Beric on there?
We did. Not.
Dude,
we not?
that's how side these characters were that died. We didn't even put them on our death list.
On our list, which is crazy because we have like
Yeah,
Gendry
I remember
on
we
here.
tried to go through everyone as they showed up.
I know. I'm really
But I
surprised
guess
we don't have
just
Eric on
missed
here.
them.
Then again, he didn't have a part last episode.
Maybe that's why.
Well, he did for a second. When Arya was like, I'm not spending my last seconds with you weirdos.
I would have thought he would have died though, because this was kind of his purpose, his plot line was kind of fulfilled at this point.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be something more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm glad that he kept Arya alive. I just thought he was going to be something more. And then we already went Theon. We both put dies.
Yeah,
So
that
we
was
were right
obvious.
about that. Ser Jorah, we were both undecided, but he wound up dying. Lady Melisandre, the Red Woman.
I don't think she was on the list because she
No,
didn't appear till this episode.
Yeah.
So we didn't even know she was going to be there.
But when I saw her, I was like, oh yeah, she dies.
Yeah. She even said it herself. She's
Yeah,
like,
she's
no
like,
point
I'll
in
be
killing
dead
me. I'll
before
be
the
dead.
morning.
Mm-hmm.
or the Dawn, or however they talk.
Yeah.
And then the other deaths were the whole Dothraki army and the whole Unsullied army, except for fucking Grey Worm, which I'm very surprised.
He still should have died.
I don't think he should have. Like,
I think it would have been better for the story.
I'm really surprised that none of the main characters died.
It just makes me roll my eyes. It really does.
But now that this is over with, I mean, while I'm so disappointed, I cannot wait for Sansa and Tyrion to fuck Cersei up. Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
I'm glad you finished that with Cersei up.
Fucking face.
Me too.
I mean, and there's some episodes where I'm like, oh my god, Cersei is such a fucking badass, and I kind of love her, but also she's like such a cunt. Oh my god. And I don't say that about women because I really don't like using that term, but I hate her.
I mean, she is literally, her character is designed to be.
I know. She's a great actress. What's her name? She has a very unique name.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up actually.
Okay.
But yeah, we were watching some before the first episode of this came out. They had like these little cast like interviews, and we were watching hers, and she's like the nicest lady.
She's like this little hippie.
Yeah,
she's so cute. I love her. And then she plays this like total badass bitch, and I'm like, oh my god. And she plays a bitch so well. She wears bitch face so great. But she's actually so nice. It's really sweet to see.
Lena Headey.
Yeah.
Lena Headey.
Lena
Headey. Yep. Lena. That's pronunciation.
But she dies. She's definitely gonna die before the end of the season.
I really want to say she does, but she's lived the entire show so far.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
She's like,
everyone around her is dying, and she's just always masterminding it.
So let's see. For the characters I do have, I've got Dany, live or die.
I still think she dies.
Me too. Jaime, live or die.
Lives. I'm gonna stick behind him becoming the Hand of the King.
I say die. Tyrion
dies.
Yeah, me too. Sansa
lives.
Yeah, we both have lives for her.
I think she stays ruling the North.
Brienne, Sir
dies.
Brienne. Yeah,
because I knew either Jaime or Brienne has to die, and I think Jaime lives, so I think Brienne dies.
Oh, I think they both die. Grey Worm.
I thought he dies, but I thought he died this episode.
Me too.
So
I thought he died fighting the Night King.
So now I'm like, what the fuck? But I think he still dies.
Me too. Varys
dies.
Really? I think he lives. He's so
sneaky.
He
is very good at living.
He's
but
good at living.
He's done it so well so long. He's gonna do something passionate and die because of it.
Oh, for like some children.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do something.
He's such a good dude.
Yeah.
In like a weird way.
Yeah.
Arya.
She's gotta live, right? She's like the main character now.
Yeah, but you have.
But now she's killed the Night King. Now she's the main character.
I had lives all along.
But also,
I would just like to call. I also said that she was going to kill the Night King. I would like to point that out. I was right about the Crypts, and I was right about the Night King.
That's true.
I was not right about this episode being the episode.
I was very wrong because I thought the Night King was going to ride Viserys to King's Landing.
Yeah.
But nothing like that happened.
Well, I mean, when you said that his army was going to attack Winterfell and he was going to ride on to King's Landing, that didn't make sense to me because I didn't know how he would know about King's Landing since he's been north of the Wall for 8,000 or some odd years.
It makes sense that I guess he would start at the top and just go down.
Yeah.
But
so I can see him going down with his army, but I don't see him riding.
I just was trying to rationalize like where this dragon was and why we hadn't seen it for 2, and it just showed up. Like it was just Occam's razor, if you've ever heard of that.
No. I'm sorry.
It's something very, very like minimized. It's like the simplest answer is usually the correct one.
Oh.
So like he just wasn't there because he wasn't there. He just showed up later.
Gendry?
Yeah. I want to say dies, but he's the only Baratheon left. So now I'm like, maybe he brings the family back.
You have dies originally, but
I might change it to lives.
Interesting.
Just because, still on the Game of Thrones logo, there's those 4 houses, and he's the only stag left.
Yeah.
So that's really my
Sir Davos.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
Right? Totally thought he was going to die. Because there's that one scene where Arya, she's like swinging her thing around and Sir Davos sees her and he's like, fuck, I'm just an onion smuggler.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do any of that. You can just like see in his face, he's like, all I've done in my life is smuggle onions.
I almost feel like when he was giving the signal and it wasn't working, he should have taken those torches and used them to light the trench and died doing it. I think that would have been a better like
maybe
story.
he has a better purpose.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, John, does he live or die?
He's a really hard one.
Yeah.
I think he might live.
That's what you put. You put lives. I put dies. Oh, and I found
I'm
when we
gonna
put...
change it. I think he dies.
Really? You think John dies?
I think he's gonna do some sacrifice, and it's gonna move the plot. That's how. Yeah.
Stupid. Sacrifices are dumb. Stop doing it. Jorah!
Yeah.
Leanna Mormont, I had put that she lives.
What did I put?
I didn't have anything down.
Oh, okay.
I put that she better live.
Oh, okay.
So in some of my past notes. So.
Okay.
Tormund, who didn't really have much of a part. We barely even saw him fighting.
Mm-hmm. I think he might live because he's really the last.
Really? We both have dies.
Yeah, but he's kind of the same way.
The last wildling?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of the same way that.
Drinking his giant teat milk. Whatever.
But he literally is like the last of the free folk. Mm-hmm. So I think he's gonna like be there to rebuild their society, kind of. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I just don't see anyone ever going back north of the wall.
I think I'm a lot more optimistic now because I thought this was all gonna end horribly this episode.
I'm so upset that it didn't.
Right.
I don't know why. I'm like mad about it.
I get it. It is disappointing.
I don't know. Is there anyone we're forgetting? We got Cersei.
Probably. But
You're on Greyjoy. What do you think?
Dies for sure.
Oh yeah, hopefully. I thought he'd be dead by now. Why is he still alive?
I don't know.
Ugh.
If he doesn't die, he runs away to us.
Oh, we haven't seen Bronn yet either. Remember, he's like on the way to meet them.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that.
Do you think he lives or dies?
Dies.
He's a liver.
Yeah, I think you're probably right though. But like,
that's what I think.
He's always working for somebody, and after this, there's not even really being anybody to work for.
Yeah, that's true. I still don't see him dying.
Yeah, he's a hard one to pick because he hasn't really been in the season at all.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other. Sam? Do you think Sam lives or dies?
I'm gonna be mad if he dies because Ed sacrificed himself, but I'm also gonna be mad if he lives because he sucks.
Right. I have Sam down as dying.
I think he might live. I think he's gonna go be like a super maester.
What about the Hound? Does he live or die?
The Hound and the Mountain are gonna fight. I almost feel like they kill each other. They both die.
Maybe.
I think so. I think he's gonna die.
What about Pod? I thought Podrick was gonna die already.
I thought he was dead this episode.
Me too.
I think he's gonna die still.
I was like, oh shit, they gave him a singing scene.
Yeah.
He's dead. Same with Gendry. I was like, oh, Gendry just got laid. He's dead.
Pod feels like he's only around for fan service right now.
Well, he's so sweet. Everyone loves Pod.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna die.
I think that's
it.
all I have. We're probably forgetting a couple characters, but
we should probably wrap it up anyway.
Yeah. Well, do you have any predictions?
I think I got most of them out.
I don't even know what the fuck's gonna happen now.
Yeah,
I really thought I had this down
table.
packed, and now I'm like, what?
Yeah, because you thought the Night King was gonna win.
Yeah, I really saw the Night King on the throne.
It makes a lot of sense why you're so disappointed because you
right?
thought he was gonna win
so
the whole
mad.
thing. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knew that if he didn't, Arya was gonna be the one that assassinated him.
Mm-hmm.
But because I made that prediction last episode. However, what? I'm so
like
mad.
this, yeah.
Like, yeah. It was just really anticlimactic.
Magnum.
But a lot of people loved the episode. I loved the art in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Still was really good.
I've seen a lot of hate for the episode too, though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't.
Mostly
we
on
run in
Reddit.
different circles. Oh, I'm a Twitter person, so I see a bunch of memes.
Yeah, it's been all memes on Twitter, but there's a lot of people on like the Game of Thrones subreddit and stuff.
I see a bunch of like spoilers with pictures, and it's like all black images.
Yeah.
Normally, I make Zach leave the light on when we watch TV because I have really good eyesight, and I don't plan on losing it. I'm really like weird about my eyesight, but we did have to turn all the lights off so that I could tell it was happening.
Yeah.
But it kind of like added a really nice suspenseful. Like I said, this episode was done really, really well. I'm just mad at the storyline.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, well, I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, I'm definitely wondering what the heck's gonna happen next. So.
And remember, Arya, motherfucking Stark.
Indeed.